Hello everyone, I hope you're okay. We're back down the Syndicate. It's Friday the 31st of July. It is now 20 past 7, and as you can see from the lovely light levels, it's getting towards sundown. I've probably got about an hour and a half of light left. So we're good friends Stu and Long John are already down the lake, and they've sort of given me a rough idea where people have set up. I'm gonna have a really good look around and see what's going on, but the first swim that I've come to is the first one I wanted to check out. I know it sounds fairly obvious, but this has got a nice beautiful bay almost all to yourself, so I just want to have a quick look in it. Come with me, we're going to go have a look together and make sure I've got the keys. That'd be a disaster. Whoops, switch that off. There we go. I've got all my Sainsbury's bag of food in the back there. Let's go have a little mooch. It's a lovely swim. It's quite a new swim that they've put in. So let's go and have a quick butcher's. So Guy Fids and the rest of the bailiffing team have done a wonderful job in putting this all together. This was a swim before, but it was a bit of a precarious one. As you see, all the swims down here, absolutely lovely. So I'm not going to make too much noise as we're going, because obviously I want to see what we can see. But as you can see, you've got a jetty there. Luckily I brought some stage stands with me, so shouldn't be too much of a nightmare. It was quite weedy up here last time I came down, so let's just get down there. Beautiful place. Sometimes you get the fish scooting through quite close in, and I appreciate it's quite difficult for you to see, but with Polaroids, oh, there's a heron. What an absolutely beautiful evening here at Tonic. Absolutely lovely. So yeah, the whole bay here is just absolutely stunning, and they love to get in here, but they're kind of in here or they're not most of the time. Let's just take 5-10 minutes just standing here just to have a good look. I'll come back at you in a minute, and I'm waffling otherwise. I just want to concentrate and see what we can see what we can find. All right, come back to you in a minute. Right guys, well, after probably just sort of 15 minutes really, just had a good sit down there. Didn't see anything. Don't mean they're not here, of course, but what I did see was a massive band of weed, about 6 or 7 foot out, and then another band of weed, and then a few sporadic bits. It would have made landing fish quite precarious, to be honest, and yeah, I don't want to start pulling their heads off, drag them through. I think it'd just be poor angling, so I'm going to leave them to it. I'm going to have a look down here on what we call the road bank, and just see what we can see. And it's really obvious down here is quite good, because I can stop the car, I can have a couple of minutes. I mean, not to take the mickey, you can spend a little bit of time having a look. There's not many people coming down now. In fact, I think I'm the last person due on tonight, so so you can have a quick look. But to be honest, what I'm probably going to do is drop the car down, then walk back, and then I can take as long as I need in each swim without sort of blocking people's thoroughfare in their cars. It's a beautiful night. Again, it's tricky to see. Let me take this out of here, but it's just such lovely sort of surroundings down here. It's just absolutely beautiful, and I'm doing an awful spin around with the camera there, but let's just put this back up there a minute. Oops, there we go. Yeah, it's just lovely to come down here. There's so many beautiful lakes, of course, in the UK. I've been very lucky to be on some decent syndicates. This has been the most chilled, relaxed and friendly one I've been on. A lot of them sort of, you know, if we go back to some of the ones like Lynch Hill and some of the other sort of syndicates I've been on in the past, it's quite full on, and this is a bit more like just a friendly environment to fish. The fish are growing really big, and it's just a nice place to come. So I find it quite hard to go to other places now, to be honest. So the swim we're at now is called the Middles, and what you can see from here, again, is pretty tricky to do on this camera here. Let me take the power cable out and spin it around. But basically, I don't know how well that's coming out, but there's huge bands of weed out there at the moment. And I think, from what I understand, John and Stu are the other side of the lake, and it's just wall-to-wall weed out there, so could be quite interesting fishing. But I do have a plan, and yes, it's important to have a good look round, absolutely. Fundamentals of carp angling, of course, is to find them first. But I was here on Thursday night with my lads, my two little boys. We went on to the easier lake of the two. Long shot looks quite clear. So I'm just having a look to the side here, and one of my favourite swims, long chuck, looks pretty clear. But like I was saying, when I was down here, you have to put in, I think it's 5 kilo of pellet, and I was fishing on meadow, so over there you're supposed to be putting 10 in. So I put all my pellet in, finished up the session, and then spent a long time looking around, and the boys and I came across a lot of fish in the lee of the islands. There's 2 islands, and the one nearest to me, if you like, there's 2 islands at the bottom end of the lake, and one of those islands in particular, these fish were scooting past really close. I just made a little mental note of where I saw them, and I just thought, if the lake's tucked up and it's busy when I come down on Friday, then I've got a good chance to get in there. Now, I have brought with me my bait spoon, and it's long. I've got a lot of yardage going on that, so I think if I'm going to jump in here, and again, I'll swing this around so you see. Again, appreciate it's not going to be perfect, but you can see the island there. I reckon that I could probably spoon a couple of baits out to that island quite easily. I've just got to make sure I have a good lead up first, just to make sure it's clear. So all right, I'll come back to you in a minute. I want to park up, have a good walk around first, go and see Stu and Long John, and yeah, just have a little mooch around, see what I can see. But I always like to have a swim that if I can't find anything, if I don't see anything, then I'm confident to drop in. And so I think this will be, this swim's called Beanies, by the way. This will be the one that I jump in if I don't see anything. So first things first, let's get to the car park, take a rucksack with me, I'm going to have a quick mooch around. All right, see you in a bit. Cheers.
Okay, so today we're going to do a bit of a review of the rods. I've got some new rods. I say new rods, I've had them for about 6 months now. What I didn't want to do is, I didn't want to be one of these people that unboxes these brand new rods. Oh, they're this, they're that. And those people hadn't even actually properly tried them. Now, anyone who knows me knows I probably don't look after my kit quite as well as I should. Reason being is I see them as a tool. I do, of course, put them in rod bags and put them in the garage like everyone else, but sometimes they get flung in when I get home and I've got to get straight out to look after the kids or do something with them. So yeah, I'm my own worst enemy when it comes to kit. That being said, it took me a very long time to choose the rods I wanted. Now, I've had Harrison's before. Harrison's rods are fantastic, absolutely superb rods. I've used Gardner rods, again, superb, brilliant value for the money. I used to use Fox Horizons back in the day, and I used to really sort of fish Brasenose and some of the bigger lakes around the area, and I used to really give them a lot of stick. I found that the reel handles sometimes weren't as strong as I would hope and I mean I'm really well in it. You know, I'm a fairly big lad. I'm 6'4", and I can smash a lead out. Am I super accurate at those distances? Not really. I do my best, but I can certainly get it out a long old way. I wanted something that was going to do a myriad of things for me, but one of the most important things I wanted to do with it, I wanted it to be strong enough that I could spot with it. And I'm not talking about a big, heavy, super large spot. I'm talking about a midi or medium to small size that if I needed to, I could get some bait out. It also needed to be strong enough that it could cast very large PVA bags at distance. Because like I say, I do spot, but I don't often like to do it and create that much commotion if I can. So what I tend to do is use a big PVA bag, get that bait bang on the money, exactly perfect, without misplaced spots all over the place. You get the picture. So I was looking at rods. I looked at the 3.75 pound rods that are available, and I thought, well, you know, I'll have a look at the Fox Horizons again. Now, Fox brought out the Horizon Black series at the beginning of this year, I believe 2026. Could be wrong, don't hold me to it. And they do a series of rods right through the range. So on the side of the screen now, I'll show you exactly which pound and size rods they have. Now, first things first, I wanted to go for a 13-foot rod. The reality of it is, I know, and I've tried before, and I am crap with 13-foot rods. Basically, I couldn't seem to compress them right, and I was getting better distance with 12-foot rods. So I went for the 12-foot 4-pound Horizon Blacks. I was a bit concerned that 4-pound test caravan being far too like a snooker cue and just being awful. And I know people say they can cast long distance and they're good under the tip, and they pretty much say that about every rod. Have I had hook pulls with these? Yeah, I've had a couple. Can I bang out a lead a long, long way? Absolutely. The thing I really like about them, and I know that, you know, sort of likes of Corda and some of these other manufacturers talk about the way that the rod kicks back and recovers so that the line travels straight through the eyes correctly rather than sort of wobbling all over the place, etc. In terms of that side of things, it snapbacks incredibly well. And I should say at this point, I'm not one of these people who, because they bought something, is going to say something's good. If I bought something and it turns out to be bang average or there's something not good about it, I really will tell you. So, firstly, what would I give it out of 10? I would give them an 8 out of 10. Why isn't it higher? And why is it as high as it is? Well, the things I like and the things I don't like. So, first things first, I'm not a fan of the real seats. Yes, I've seen them before I buy them, and they're Fuji's real seats, and they're absolutely fine. They do everything that I need. I don't know. I think for the money that I paid for them, and again, I'll put the prices on the side of the screen here. I probably would have expected a bit of better real seat, but that's fair enough. What I do like is the guides are absolutely fantastic. No issues with wrapping up, lines getting caught around, tip ring, etc. Absolutely faultless there. Really love the simple carbon. I think it's a 1K carbon finish on there, but again, I'll have to double check. Love the simplicity of the design of it. I love the fact it springs back really quickly and recovers fast. I love the fact it's got lots of power in the butt section. I like the fact it's got a nice sort of flared grip at the end when you're really getting behind the rod to punch it out there. Is the tip that forgiving? No, but it's not going to be at £4. I mean, to expect that would be pretty foolhardy, but it is decent. I have had a couple of hook pulls. Was that user error? Quite possibly. It was early on when I got the rods, and perhaps I wasn't as used to them as my old previous rods. So I'll give it an 8 out of 10. Like I say, the main thing I'll change is the real seat. But other than that, the understated graphics, the quality of the build, absolutely brilliant. I have always had a soft spot for the Fox Horizon rods. And yeah, these are absolutely fantastic tools. I would probably say that I'll get a softer set of probably 10-foot rods next, retractable ones for the small intimate sort of waters. But yeah, nice and simply, 8 out of 10 for the Fox Horizon blacks. And if you do fish at distance, these kind of sit in that gap between sort of 500-600 pound rods and the sort of medium to lower end of the market. So they're perfectly positioned, and I think you get a lot for your money with these rods. And I promise you, I took a very long time meticulously to look into everything. I went through a series of open days, tried them, and tried my mate's rods as well. And you know, my mate fishes over Rockford, and or he did fish at Rockford, and he absolutely bangs leads out. And I mean, I look like an absolute amateur compared to this guy. And yeah, there's some very talented anglers with some very good gear down there, that's for sure. And he was more than happy. He took my rod down there. So basically, when I got them, I said, look, if I maxed out my cast, then I'd be looking at 135, maybe accurately. I could probably go longer, but accurately, I don't think I could go that much further. And yeah, I'm pretty frightened for them, to be honest. I was smashing them out, lead on the floor, arms proper straight, and yeah, he kind of casts sort of slightly to the side, like almost pendulum wise. And yeah, so I mean, he banged them out 185, and this is using a 30-pound shock leader on there and everything else, so it can really go a long way with these rods, and the action's lovely. So yeah, give them a go. I certainly like them. I didn't want it to be an all marketed, they're fantastic at everything approach. They do have their faults, all rods do. Like I say, they're very strong rods, they do a job, and I think if you got them, you'd be really, really happy with them. If you're fishing smaller, intimate waters, they're not the ones for you in that test curve, but like I say, they do have lower test curves available. Right, let's get on with the session and contemplating a move. It does look good out here, and it has done me 2 bites. I just feel a little bit hemmed in. I think I might get on my toes. So Jim is coming down in a minute, James Harrison, and we're going to have a quick chat to James about his tackle brand, Sharp Tackle, and he does some very forward-thinking stuff there. It's some superb bits of kit. And on the theme of sort of terminal tackle, we've also got lined up to talk to Evolve Tackle. No dates set yet, but speaking to James from Evolve Tackle, he's really terrific guy, and he said it'd be good to catch up. So we'll certainly get something in the diary for that as well. And of course, they have some very ethically ethically pleasing products, and also very forward-thinking products. They're so innovative as a company. It's very, very impressive. So we'll also be talking to them, and it's just been a really kind of good time recently to get out. The fish have been fairly easy to catch. I mean, don't get me wrong, trout, the main lake here, can kick you in the backside. There's no question about it, and you can blank very easily. But like I say, I think, I could be wrong, I've probably got the numbers wrong here, but I thought there was about 400 fish in here, maybe 600, I can't exactly remember, probably close to 600 to be fair. And they are stacking it on. So of course this is Simo and Kev White's lake, and they've allowed it to mature in a way that it feels super special, and horrible to say it, but carpy. But at the same time, they have handpicked from Simo's very best stock some incredible carp in it. So they're growing stupidly fast. I know a lot of lakes have got very fast moving fish, and they're really getting on. But we have, I think probably, and I keep saying this in these videos, but I think by the time the season after next comes around, this will be really on the map in the UK. And I'm massively grateful for the ticket, so I'm super keen to utilise my ticket as much as possible, and be down there as much as possible. Great bunch of lads, superbly run, and everyone just massively respects the fishery, so there's never any litter anywhere. you know, people always help each other, and it's not like sort of super secret squirrel. And it's just a nice place to come and relax. So, right, I'm going to stop waffling. I've done loads of it. So I've been through the pellet. I'm on the multi-rigs in each of the bags. I'm going to think about having a move in the next hour or so. I've seen nothing this morning at all. There's someone in between us to the right. So if you imagine in front of me here, you've got a big expanse of water. To my right is an island, sort of here, and then across from that is another island. And round the back here is the back bay. And you've got a very sort of well-loved swim called In Between Us. And that usually does quite a lot of fish because you can fish between the two islands. All right. Let's have a bit of a tidy up in here. It's a bit of a mess. And tie a couple of fresh rigs, get a couple of bags sorted. I'm going to reel in and have a mooch. Yep. Right, so it's got the middle rod in. It is going to go. Oops, let me scroll in here a little bit. Oh no, please don't take out my rods. Please don't take out my rods.
No! God, please, no! No!
And it's done it. Fucking hell. Fucking hell. So, yeah, in short, I'm going to swap over to a bit more of a match the hatch, and yeah, give it a go. Little hot shrimp wheelie on the hook, normal 4-ounce inline lead. Don't know how clear this is coming out. And then, yeah, as normal and as always, little multi rig. But yeah, that's it. Nice and simple rig, and yeah, hopefully we'll do the do. Simple stuff for a simple guy. We've got 2 out now, so I've got one just off the edge of the bush. Cliche spot, I know. But then when I come out about 15 feet, there's a lovely hard bit there, but it does feel like there's a bit of eelgrass. And then this one, there's a lovely clean spot just over to the left there, just before you hit the band of weed over here. Yeah, let's see how we get on. It's all been quiet today, so lost 2 now, had 1. The one earlier, I was sat here with Jim and the middle rod just absolutely ramped off. Picked the rod up and it was like a clean cut, like a zebra mussel or something, or a kink and line, God knows, but it was just a beautiful clean cut straight through the middle. Gutted really, but yeah, let's get it back out there, and like I say, let's see if this, oops, can't focus, if this match the hatch can do the business.
Well, hello everyone, it's the end of the session. 3 bites, 2 lost fish, and yeah, one of those things. The first one was cut off by the island. Not entirely sure what happened, but it was an absolute clean cut. It could have been just a kink in the line, but playing fish and just gone straight away. And when me and Jim looked at the line, it was almost cut like a razor. And the last one just came off by the net. thought it was a tench, came really easy, so I probably played it a bit harder than normal, played it straight in, and yeah, it was probably a 16, 17 pounder. But we had one, we didn't blank. It was good to have a chat through the rods. Look, I know I didn't go into massive depth about it, but look, they're decent rods. Yes, the reel seat could have been better, but for the money, look, they're going to cast you a very, very long way. They're built really, really well, and the guides are fantastic. So certainly if you're on the lookout for some new rods to fish at distance, then the X5 Fox Blacks will do you a really good job. Yeah, hopefully if you're on the market for some, then by all means have a look. But like I say, there's loads of good rods out there from a variety of manufacturers. I just took a while to have a look at what I wanted to do, and having tried them, I realised, you know, just how far you can get them out there. So anyway, I've waffled on. Thank you very much for watching, and yeah, only one fish. Oh, should have done a lot better, but onwards and upwards for the next session. Take care, look after your families, guys, and I'll see you all later on. Cheers, bye.